Hello, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here to bring you your weekly three-card oracle reading. Pick a card. And for those of you who haven't tapped in before, it's going to be a pick a card from one, two, or three, and I will guide you there in just a few moments. So, our cards today are going to be from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, which is a really beautiful and very diverse deck that I love using. And it is also energetically a really powerful day today. For those of you who may not know, if you are tapping in when this is being released, it's going to be released on the 14th of December, 2020, which is both a new moon and a solar eclipse. And it is marking the last eclipse of 2020. And we have been in a couple-week gateway with eclipse, from the last one being a lunar eclipse on November 30th, which was also a really powerful one that kind of set in motion this couple-week process that we've been in. So if you guys have been feeling more emotions, more energies churning, rising, old patterns perhaps coming up, this has been some of the themes that I've been hearing communicated. Whew, one right away, two right away. That I have been having communicated to me by wonderful people such as yourself who have been tapping in and liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all that beautiful stuff. So I really appreciate that feedback because it has been helping me kind of cater these readings for you guys as well and work on additional content and classes. So we are in a very powerful astrological time right now that is continuing to move through not only today, but then next Monday, the 21st, is the winter solstice. And that is us officially transitioning into the age of Aquarius, which is all about unity consciousness and oneness and community. And there is a really powerful energy happening that day. And so I will be hosting a special class online, and I'll have the link in the description box below for you guys if you feel called to tap in. And otherwise, let's just have you shift your awareness, as we always do here, towards your heart center to bring your connection to your own intuition into focus before choosing the card today or cards. Allowing your breath to soften. If you want to close your eyes for a couple moments to just really sink into that beautiful internal space where you can feel into whatever it is that you need guidance, clarity, or insights on today, and then allow yourself to choose card one, two, or three, or more if you feel called to that as well. Sometimes there are bigger messages at play. So I am sending you guys a lot of love and light, and I'm going to start with card one for your journey this week. So we are starting out with the first card being Wonders. So if you kind of look at this card here, very cosmic energy, a large crystal in here. And to me, this energy cutting across the middle is very much like galaxy energy. In addition to the cards all being, or the colors, I should say, all being these higher chakra colors, and then even that darker black that is in there, it might be hard to see on the camera there, but there's like more speckles of light within that. And it's feeling very much to me like the energy of the void, the energy of creation, and the place from which all of us were created, and from where all creation comes from. And so, right away, the word wonders is flowing through this energy of embracing all of the wonders in life. So often it's easy for people to fall into all of the things that aren't working, all of the things that could be problematic in life. And we can sometimes cloud our ability to see all of these beautiful, wonderful things that are happening all around us, all the wonders of the world. So there are like the natural wonders, thinking about things like the Grand Canyon and the Rocky Mountains and other places here in North America. And there's beautiful, tons of beautiful other places in other countries as well, and many more even in the United States. The point being is that there are these natural wonders that we can tap into. And then there's the simple wonders that we can experience each day, the beautiful gestures, the kind things that people do, the actions that people take, the selfless service that we have been, at least I have been seeing more of during this pandemic, more people stepping up to offer their love and support in places and ways that they haven't before, coming together to really support unity. And that in and of itself is wondrous to observe, to take part in, to be able to take action in. And so this is really encouraging you at this time to think about, what does the word wonder mean to you? Or what are wonders in terms of your perception? So often with words, it truly is about how we personally define it and choose to perceive it. And so if you don't know, go ahead and Google, do a definition search for wonders or wonder or wondrous. Anything within that vicinity feels aligned with the energy of this card, and just explore, what does that mean to you, and how can you sort of put on these like magical little glasses and view the world so that you can actually start to see all of the wonders that are right in front of you and have in fact been right in front of you all along. Because so often, as I mentioned, we aren't necessarily focusing on all the beauty. We have a tendency to focus, or at least the ego does, on the things that aren't working. And so it does take conscious effort to change our perception, to change our patterns of perception to ones that allow us to see the wondrous nature of existence. Now, the other energy that's coming through, the fact that there's the crystal, but it feels like it's like crystal in space. Um, this is speaking very strongly to, if you work with crystals, you feel a calling to, or maybe you have, but you haven't really explored that. I would encourage you to either utilize some of the crystals that you have, or maybe order some or explore some other crystals to bring those different energies into your life. So each type of crystal has a different type of consciousness, a different energy, and a different way that it can help serve you on your path. So there's a lot of magic and wonder within crystals. There's been many that I've picked up where I've held them and I felt when I was looking into them like there was a whole nother world inside of them. And so this is also encouraging you, whether it's with crystals or whether it's with anything in life, look at it from a new perspective, perhaps one of childlike wonder, where you are looking at the energy and the divine embodiment that is within whatever it is you're looking at, versus looking at it as some maybe quote unquote random object. Like some people could look at crystals and be like, cool, yeah, it's a stone. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's cool. Like they don't resonate with everybody, right? So it's more about you asking to see and perceive through the eyes of the divine, and it will start to show you the divinity in all things, which is very beautiful and very wondrous in nature. So, this is really an invitation to start exploring and allowing yourself to see more of the wonders of not only the world, but your life and even your own inner state as well. So, I thank you for those of you who picked card one. Please share anything you feel called to about what you experience, and maybe some of the things you now will perceive as wonders in this world that perhaps you didn't before you brought more awareness there. So take care. So much love and light to you guys. Moving on to card two, we have release. So beautiful card. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are just on that wrapping up cycle. We are in our last week of autumn. So it is this space where we have been in a season of releasing. And this window that we've been in with the eclipses has very much been running the energy of bringing all of these old energies to the surface so that we could release them like the trees release their leaves. So, this is a really powerful time for us to be able to get this final push of release before we shift into not only a new age, but a new season and a new space within ourselves. And so all of the colors on here are really from the root chakra to the heart chakra. So we're getting the reds, oranges, yellows, and greens. So root to the heart. And what this is speaking to me and flowing through is really remaining grounded as you're releasing. So, oftentimes, when we are in states where things are coming to the surface, we are working with old patterns, we're working with old behaviors or things that perhaps have challenged us for a long time. It can put us into these more emotional states, which can leave us in a space of feeling ungrounded or a little more chaotic, perhaps. And so, this is really the tree is showing me its energy, how it remains super rooted and grounded in the earth. And then it effortlessly sheds off all of these things that it doesn't need anymore, but it does so by remaining really rooted. And as we notice here, the green is the color on the ground, green with our heart chakra. So that's this energy of stay in your heart. No matter how intense it gets, no matter how challenging it gets, no matter how much the winds or the energies of others around you, or even the collective that we are dealing with right now, in the heaviness of releasing and transformation and tragedy and all of these intense energies, it's even more important to remain in your heart. And this is going to be the powerful anchor point for you so that you can shed those things and know that no matter how challenging it is to release something, someone, some situation, a job, patterns, habits, addictions, like all of these things have been coming up for different people I've been working with lately. And it's giving you this opportunity. The universe is giving you this opportunity to shed these things, but that's not necessarily always an easy process. It takes work, it takes showing up for yourself, it takes repetition and practice, and it takes as well compassion for your journey and forgiveness as well. Forgiving the things that you did in ways that maybe you didn't want to, and compassion to yourself for doing what you can and knowing that sometimes you might fall short of what you wished you could have done. Maybe it's taking you longer to release things than you had hoped for. And again, when we bring compassion instead of judgment to ourselves, it's so much easier for us to release, ultimately shifting into that state of divine surrender. So, the easiest path to release is through surrendering. So, literally surrendering over whatever it is you're experiencing to the divine presence, whatever that is for you, and saying, I don't know how to do this. Maybe I don't know how to release this. I've tried this way, I've tried that way. I don't know. I need you to help me, show me how to release, show me how to surrender, give me the ability to do this. Because when we do that, when we become passionate about it, and it's so beautiful that this is actually coming through in a conversation with someone yesterday. It's like they got passionate like this with something that they had tried all these different ways and weren't successful. And then they pretty much laid it all out, full passion, heart and soul, maybe some yelling, maybe some swearing, all those things where it's like maybe we don't think those things are spiritual on certain levels. But when it comes down to being raw and vulnerable and passionate about shifting, about releasing, sometimes we do need to get into that state where we drop down and we just hand it over, because some things we can't release on our own. And we do need the universe's help to do that. And it doesn't make us weak or incapable. It simply means that we need help, which we all do sometimes. And not only that, but the divine wants to help us. It wants to help us make things easier and more efficient, more fluid, all of that beautiful stuff. And so this card is really calling you to consciously move into a state of release. And if you don't know how, it would be very wise to ask whatever it is that you find divine in the universe to help you, give you the ability to release, and to show you how or through what ways, or even what it is that is the root of what you need to release in order for you to move forward, in order for you to shed that which is dying away and isn't serving you anymore, so that you can remain in your heart center, rooted and strong as you move into the next part of your journey, the next season of your life, as it were. So, thank you so much for those of you who picked card two. Sending you tons of love and light for an amazing week. Take care, guys. So, shifting over to card three, which is wisdom. And this is it's one of my favorite cards in this deck for many reasons. I have a strong affinity for water and also mermaid energy. And so, this is a really beautiful card on many levels. So it is calling you to the wisdom of your soul at this time, to the wisdom and the higher knowing of your own divinity. And as you can kind of see, there's this light energy of a mermaid here, and she is calling you to move into the depths of your own wisdom. And I have studied the ocean a fair amount, and it has fascinated me for a long time because it is such a vast space that we really we know some stuff about, but there's still a lot of unknowns in the ocean. And I do truly feel there's also vast amounts of wisdom in this cosmos that are still unknown to us on a conscious level. And so I'm feeling this calling for those of you who picked this card, that it's about descending into the depths within yourself to bring to the surface the wisdom within you that is ready to be brought to humanity. Now, there's also some really beautiful energy with the fish in here. So, fish have generally an alignment with abundance, very, very prolific abundance. So they reproduce at massive rates. They provide in the ocean tons and tons of food for other fish, other mammals, other sea creatures, just very, very huge wealth of abundance. And so this is also speaking out that you have wisdom within you that when you bring it out will bring you great abundance in whatever form you need it. So that could be you have this wisdom and you get paid for your wisdom. It could be you share your wisdom and it brings you a beautiful partnership, relationship, family, soul tribe, community, any number of those things. And so abundance is really anything that helps us feel abundant, helps us feel whole and fulfilled. And this wisdom that's calling out to you at this time is accessible when you dive further within. So I also think it's funny, you may not be able to see, but I have put my whale shirt on today with the moon phases because we're also tapping into that new moon energy today. But I just love these divine alignments because the whale is also the ocean's keeper of wisdom. So I love it when spirit guides me to here, this is what you're going to wear for today's recording, and then has things like this happen. It's just the divine alignments cease to amaze me, is what I'm going to say. And I truly feel that that is also part of this is the wisdom within you will likely amaze you when you see what's been in you all along and what you see in terms of what you can create with the wisdom that you have in you. Now, one other detail that's speaking out to me as we're doing this is there's a starfish down here on the side. And that to me is calling to this energy of wish fulfillment. And so, if there's something that you have been wishing for, hoping for, dreaming of, I do feel that if you pulled this card, it's Spirit's way of saying that is coming to fruition. If you were looking for a yes or no answer, it's this energetically is a yes, that whatever it is you've been wishing or praying for is going to work out for you, is going to come to you. Now, I will say, in all of the times that I've done this and all the things I ask for myself, they don't always come to us in the time or the way that maybe the ego would like or has like imagined it would be. However, at the same time, it's about handing it over to the broader wisdom of the universe that spirit knows when it's best to fulfill wishes for each and every one of us. And so, what you have asked for, your prayers have been heard, and things are on the way to you in the form and in the timing that is going to serve you best. And so, that's another message here. And I will say the tie into the energy of wisdom with that is that when a person embraces the true energy and depths of wisdom, they are able to see that the wisest way to live is one not only in total harmony with the source of creation, but in trust that the source of creation knows what is best for us and when it is best for us to receive that in ways that we cannot, because we as beings here have a limited view, whereas the divine has an infinite view. And so, wisdom in and of itself can be putting your trust and putting your faith in whatever is divine for you and continuing to connect with it and cultivate a relationship. And through that, even greater wisdom and beauty can be birthed in your life. So, sending you guys so much love and light. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for tapping in and picking card 3 this week. So take care and have an amazing week, friends.